The Los Angeles Lakers thought they were so easily going to get Christian Wood in a Lakers jersey, but not so fast. The Chicago Bulls are talking about possibly getting in on the process. What does that mean? How can the Bulls get it done? Should the Bulls make the move? All that and more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Let's go. Now, if you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. Still, even with all the subs we got, over 50% of y'all are still not subscribed. Y'all just watching, looking at the video, not pushing the button. Hit the button right now. 3, 2. That you should have done it already. Come on now. Now let's get into the vid. Interesting topic today. Christian Wood. Bulls are interested, it seems. And this is interesting to me because for the most part, right, I think a lot of people have the same concerns on Christian Wood, which is why I think he's still on the market here. He's a guy that can go out and put up 15 plus points a night, give you 20 points. He can give you 10 rebounds. He shoots the three ball really well. I think among active centers, he's one of 3 guys in the NBA that can shoot centers, by the way, center. He's one of 3 guys that can shoot above 35% from the 3-point line. He can go out there and get you a bucket offensively. On the defensive end, it's awful. You know that 100%. And I think the problem that comes in with a guy like Christian Wood right now is the attitude that has gone along with Christian Wood. There seems to be, and I'm not saying that, right, like this is 100% guaranteed every team he goes to. I think that some of the teams that he's gone to, listen, in Dallas, he absolutely deserved to be on the court more because the people that were ahead of him in Dallas, it made no sense. Here in Chicago, I think maybe there's more of an argument for him to come off of the bench and be that scorer for you off of the bench if the Bulls were to go out there and get him. But at the end of the day, the concern with Christian Wood seems to be his demeanor, his attitude to being a backup player to somebody or coming off of the bench, right? He feels like he should be a starter. And I mean, I guess if you look at, you know, that one season in Houston where he was cooking, I believe that was the bubble year. It was a season where, okay, he's averaging 20 plus points a game. He's going out there getting the rebounds. He's still a block and a half a game, even with the struggling defense. He should be more than just a role player off of your bench, maybe in that sense. But I just don't believe that that role is going to fit him here. I think that realistically, he's not your starting power forward. And I don't think that any team right now that's looking at him in this market views him as that starting power forward. And I think that's why the value of him is probably a lot lower right now when you kind of start to assess things with his game and stuff like that. To me, Christian Wood he's a good player. He's a Jabari Parker if he never gets hurt. That's realistically the comparison that I kind of look at with a Christian Wood type of guy. And the question is, if Jabari Parker is not an injury concern and he's a guy that's willing to come off the bench, would that have been a better player for the Bulls? Possibly. I just kind of view Christian Wood in that same light. I don't think that he's going to come here and be a superstar. Can he be a guy that comes off of the bench and gets us 20 and 8 with 2 blocks, 100%? Will you take that knowing that on the other side of that, you're going to get a guy who's not going to be able to help you defensively in the slightest, although the Chicago Bulls can insulate Christian Wood by putting him out there with guys like Drummond, Patrick Williams, and Alex Caruso. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. Should the Chicago Bulls be in on a guy like Christian Wood? Do you think that he's a name that the Bulls should be looking to go after? I'll be down in the comments talking with you guys as well. Now, here's the thing. How do we get it done? How's the deal get done? How do they get Christian Wood in a Chicago Bulls jersey? Of course, we could sign him to the disabled player exception. I don't know. To me, that feels gross. Like, I don't want to do that either. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have Christian Wood on the team for the 10.2 or whatever it is. Like, I don't think he's that level of player. I think there is an option for a sign and trade there where you don't have to use the disabled player exception. So I would kind of be more okay with that. Maybe you end up moving Ayo Dosunmu. You get him in a sign and trade situation. They get him down in Dallas. and you get Christian Wood back for less money than the disabled player exception, you still would then have your disabled player exception going into the season, and you can use that on a one-year guy at the trade deadline if you want to go out there, and then maybe even just bringing Christian Wood in, right? At that point, you could probably use him as a trade piece as well. I don't know. Again, the value of Christian Wood is not over the top to me. So I don't know if this is a, oh my God, you got to make this move, got to get this deal done type of thing. At the end of the day, I wouldn't be mad if I saw it. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your you-know-whats and tell you that this is the move that puts the Chicago Bulls over the top. Does it give you some bench depth? 100%. Does it give you more depth at that power forward position? 100%. Is he a guy that's going to make an impact offensively on this team? 100%. You know what it is defensively. You have to be able to coach around that. I don't think Jason Kidd could. Definitely don't think that was going to ever happen in the Houston situation. Maybe Billy Donovan is a guy that kind of figures out how to scheme him and use him the right way. At a minimum, we know that the Bulls will be able to score in that situation. He's going to hurt you defensively for sure, but maybe you put him out there with a guy that's able to hide him in the defense. His on-ball defense is some of the worst that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's so, I always do the show every week with Nick Angstead, right? And I mean, his on-ball defense is just god-awful. It's some of the worst, man. And Nick, I think Nick was joking with me. He was like, you think the on ball is bad? Wait till you see the off ball. Like it's really just like, it's tough. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's not a good look. But let me know how you guys are feeling in the comments below about what Christian Wood could be. Would you rather have him here? Or are there other names that you'd want to see the Bulls go out and get? I mean, we're getting to a point now where you're kind of at the end of your free agency. If you go out and get a Christian Wood, to me, that kills the Unerlot Biddum rumors of him coming over. But you also don't know what Biddum's going to be in the NBA. You do feel like there's at least a little bit of, okay, I feel good about Christian Wood as a NBA offensive player. I don't know what Biddum's going to come here and do right away. I don't know if there's going to be a development. Christian Wood, and here's the other thing too, that maybe a lot of people don't remember. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Christian Wood is 28, so still a young player in this league. And let me get an age here on Christian. He's 27 years old. Birthday is, I thought it was just gonna have that ready to go right there. 27 years old. Birthday's in September, so he'll be 28 years old by the start of the season. Still a very young player. We know he's had the injury concerns in his career as well. I don't know if that's going to be a major issue moving forward. I also think that he was on some teams that, you know, he probably could have come back from injury and basically they were like, well, we're losing a lot, so we're not going to, you know, bring you back. But can you scoff at 16-7? Can you scoff at a guy who, in my opinion, can go out there and get you the offense that, and here's the thing about it too. Does Christian Wood answer the question of where the Bulls going to find offense when they go in those scoring slumps? Remember, last season, a ton of scoring slumps for the Chicago Bulls team where it would just be, 3-4 minutes without the Bulls being able to go get a basket. Does this change if Christian Wood's on the bench? If he's another offensive option on your bench, he's got a little more size. Maybe he can get to the cup a little bit easier. To me, he's like Christian Wood to me is a tall, small forward. Like, he's not going to sit down there and guard anybody. But, like, yes, he can play the power forward center position, 6'10". Maybe Billy Donovan will put him out there more at center. We know how Billy is when it comes to that. But when you get in those moments where you just can't get things going offensively, Christian Wood last season shot 37% from the three-point line. He shot 51% from the field overall. Is the juice worth the squeeze in that situation? I think that it might be. Again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, oh my God, we got Christian Wood, this is the greatest move of all time. But what I will say is that I think that he's a player. He could be an asset that the Bulls could utilize when they have those moments where Zach LaVine can't find a shot, where DeMar DeRozan can't get an open look, right? Where Vooch is basically just not getting the basketball most of the time. But, you know, he's not able to knock down that corner three. We saw that so often last season, especially in third quarters of games. If you got a guy like Christian Wood coming off your bench with Kobe White, and you're putting him out there with a defensive lineup, P. Will, Alex Caruso, maybe Drummond's in there too. you know that you've got a guy that can go out there and get a bucket. And sometimes that's just what you need on your team. And when you get in those scoring droughts, when you get in those tough moments, those third quarters, you just need a guy that can go out there and get a bucket. At a minimum, we do know Christian Wood is that. Let me know how you guys are feeling in the comments below, man. I'll be down there talking with you as well. As always, it's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again to continue watching our Chicago Bulls content. Click the links on the screen and check the links in the description below. And if you want just Bulls content, if that's all you're here for, make sure to check out the Chicago Bulls Breeze on YouTube and hit that subscribe button as well. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.